Burlington Central Arena with Thomas Sumatri, who's going to make his way to the cage to take on Dave Hale. And Sumatri, a very talented prospect. He's 2-2 coming into tonight's fight. Pardon me, 2-0 coming into tonight's fights. Wins over Patrick Lafleur and Cedric Mongeon.
Yeah, and a talented kid. I commentated his last fight in Montreal, Quebec. And against Lafleur, it started out that I had the feeling that Sumatri might get outclassed. Lafleur seemed to be the skilled guy in the matchup. Thomas toughed it out, got better and better as the fight wore on, and really showed what he's made out of. So you cannot count this guy out. What you see at the beginning may not be what you get at the end.
Born in Toulouse, France, now fighting out of Montreal, Quebec. He's a known striker, and he's won both his fights by decision. However, he's going to have a tough test with a very noted striker, a Muay Thai world champion in Dave Hale.
Yeah, this is definitely the time that Thomas, and he's well coached, he comes from a great team. He's a good kid, very good kid, very smart kid. You know, starting out going 30 minutes in your first two fights says what kind of heart you have, what kind of mental strength you have. But you're right, Dave Hale will feast on a young man. He will, any young man on the feet. So you get the feeling Thomas is going to look to take this one to the ground. He's going to have to prioritize that because Dave will start smashing his legs up very early.
Now when you take a look at Thomas Sumatri in the cage, he said yesterday, Robin and Wayans, he wants to stand with Dave Hale.
And his opponent, making his way out to the red corner, please welcome Dave Hale.
Well, if Thomas wants to stand with Dave Hale, that tells you know, either how tough he is, how much he likes the challenge, or how crazy he is or uninformed he is. We'll find out which one it is, because Dave Hale on the feet really is something special. He likes to move, he likes to show you a lot of different toys, but really, when he's bread and butter, when he's a jab and a low kick, when he's a hard right hand, when he's simple, clean basics, nobody is better.
Dave Hale won his MMA debut in 2009. However, he took 5 years away to work on his kickboxing. Came back in 2014 with back-to-back losses under the PFC promotion to Devin Murray and Neelan Hordat-Reese, both by submission, rear naked chokes. This is a big fight for Dave Hale.
Yeah, very big fight for Dave Hale. It's one of those things, you take a guy who comes from another sport, and of course it's a combat sport, but he comes as a very accomplished combat sportsman. You enter MMA, you know, within the first couple of years, we're going to be able to tell how you're going to do. The jury's still out on Dave. He's very good on the ground, better all the time. His wrestling is solid. The people he works with is good. He's got the right mind. So has he just taken on guys that were too well-rounded too early? We'll see. Neelan Hordat-Reese is a very good striker, but he beat Dave on the ground. So it's a real, you're absolutely right, very important fight for Dave Hale.
Well, in fighting Devin Murray, he fought a wrestler who looked like a 170-pounder at 155.
Yes.
In his last fight, he was in his natural 145 class and almost knocked out Neelan Hordat-Reese in the first round before Neelan put on a tremendous comeback. So it's not like Dave Hale has just been outclassed in both his fights. He is a very good fighter. It just hasn't gone his way.
You bring up a point that's going to be a point all night long. In Ontario, it's the toughest commission in the world, the most stringent. Some would say way over tough for a lot of different reasons. You are not able to fight development fights. Every fight is against a high-level guy. So all these fights are amazing matchups, but right from day one, you are fighting tough fights. And when you're a guy like Dave, who has a resume like you do on the feet, the commission won't green light you to fight anybody that isn't super high level. So he started out with as high a level opponents as you can have at his age as an MMA fighter.
Walked out with the municipal flag for Burlington. He's got the crowd behind him. He sports that Tap Out Training Center logo. He's ready to fight his hometown for the first time in his career.
I'm very interested to see if Thomas really does want to stand with him, because if so, this one may not last long one way or the other.
We heard Devin Murray said he would. Devin took him to the ground. We heard Neelan Hordat-Reese say that he would stand with him. He did, and it almost ended poorly. Tonight is a real test. If Dave Hale can pick up a win here, he can really start a new run in his career. Let's go back into the cage for your official announcement.
And here we go, fight fans. The following contest is scheduled for 3 rounds, being brought to you by Quality Hotel Suites by Choice Hotels. Introducing your fighters first. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in red. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, he weighed in at 144 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, making his way to the cage undefeated with a record of 2 wins and no losses. Representing Fighter Dream MMA and fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, ladies and gentlemen, here is Thomas the Dragon Sumatri. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he went in at 145 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, making his way to the cage with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, with that 1 big win coming by way of knockout. Representing Parabellum MMA and fighting out of Burlington, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, here is Dave Pony Hale. Referee Todd Anderson.
This is going to be about as exciting as a fight gets. This is 2 high-level stand-up fighters going head-to-head. But Dave Hale has that resume, a champion in Muay Thai. Sumatri's got a big, big test.
Yeah, and Dave wants to approach this one as the man fighting a boy. He's got a younger guy who's maybe never been hit as hard as he's going to want to hit him early. This one's going to be very interesting in the first couple of minutes.
We are underway as Global Warriors has come home here to the Central Arena. Sumatri will take the center of the cage. Dave Hale immediately throwing out to try to find a little bit of range early on. Sumatri looked like he tried to come in and grapple a bit there right off the start, Robin, and maybe that will be the plan.
Yeah, you see Dave's body language. It's very intimidating to look at that. Watch for his first leg kick when he lands it. I think he's going to set it up right here. Goes high instead.
Rob, you made the point before we started that Dave Hale is a big 145, and he does look big tonight.
He will definitely look to hit this young man harder than he's been hit in his combat sports career. That'll be part of the assignment early here.
And there it is, exactly as Dave Hale predicted when I talked to him yesterday. He said eventually, whether it's early or late, Sumatri will shoot for my hips. I've got to stop that takedown. And Hale doing a little pummel work on the inside as Sumatri tries to feed in the knees.
Yeah, and Dave has the underhook with his right arm, and he's just going to lift and turn here. Sumatri is really aggressive here. Now his head is buried. He does not want that. Dave can press down on the back of his head or up. You either want the head all the way up or all the way down. Right now he's got it down.
Well, and for Dave Hale, this is a position he might not mind that much, because for a while in this fight against Devin Murray, he stopped takedowns against a much more experienced wrestler.
Yeah, and he just stopped the first takedown, and that is going to put a lot of pressure on Thomas, and that knee hurt him.
That was a real good one right into that midsection.
Watch for a head kick here. Dave's setting one up. Oh, it decides to go low. 1 or 2 of those will be harder than this young man's ever been hit. Dave, if you're Dave Hale, or you're a Dave Hale fan here in Burlington, things are starting off exactly the way he'd want them. But like I told you, young Sumatri was behind in the first round of the fight. I saw him last time, and he showed a ton of heart, came back. He's in great shape, mentally tough.
Sumatri flashed high with that kick. Dave Hale trying to walk him down. Oh, if he had landed that right, this one might have been over. And now Dave Hale's going to land in top position.
He's got his arm all the way around, and he had grabbed control of the wrist in almost a seat belt from the back. Now he's got an overhook on that arm. Sumatri's got the underhook with his left arm. Dave has shut that down. He's going to either pass and punch or step back.
Dave went a little bit too heavy there looking for that punch, gave Sumatri a chance to roll out. Now Sumatri's got Hale pressed to the cage, and he'll sweep him down.
Yeah, and he did a great job. He took the ankle and the pressure turn. So very good work by Sumatri. It's been almost half a round, but he got what he wanted and put Dave on his back. Thomas looking very good here. Survived a really aggressive first half of the first round, and it's got to really help his confidence here.
Well, we know that Dave can survive on the bottom. It took Devin Murray, again, an experienced wrestler, a while to finally put Dave Hale away, and he was a much bigger man. We don't know a lot about Sumatri's top game.
In that fight against Devin, Hale played guard. He fought from guard. He looked for submissions. He looked for sweeps. That's not the modern game. What we're going to see here, although he was just playing with the left arm, he may make space and look to stand up. That's the modern MMA game. And a little known fact, Dave's brother Dan is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He's also got Rory McDonald in his corner, who another really good one to have. As Dave tried to jump back up, Sumatri takes a front guillotine. Looks like he's got the arm in though. Has to give it up to go back for the takedown. Now Dave will step over the top. Has him flattened. Rear naked choke. It's locked up. It's over. Dave Hale picks up the victory.
By submission too.
Wow! The striker went to his underrated ground game and picks up the submission win. And what an emotional moment that is for Dave Hale.
Yeah, it's tough to lose a couple in a row. There was his brother Danny Hug, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt I mentioned. Dave is going to be wound up. He's not used to losing. And losing a couple in a row for a guy who's been a lifetime combat sportsman, very tough. He may not even have realized how stressed he was about that until just now, where he's going to feel very, very happy with that.
This city absolutely loves Dave Hale, and he loves them right back. That flag proudly displayed over his shoulders. Robin, that was great work from Hale on the ground to spin around, get to the back of Sumatri, and then flatten him while locking in the rear naked choke. He didn't do one and then the other. He did it simultaneously. That's impressive.
Yeah, Sumatri kind of had an arm from a weird angle. Once Dave broke out of that, it kind of collapsed to the ground. Dave didn't, you're right, he didn't look for a simple
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of the fighters in this cage. Your tap out came at 3 minutes, 35 seconds of the first round for your winner by rear naked choke submission, Dave Pony Hale.
Dave Hale.
Robin Black. My God, is it finally good to be on the winner's side of this freaking interview?
That's what we were actually just saying is when you're a lifetime combat sportsman, after losing a couple, you may not have even realized how heavy that was on you, but it's got to feel good that's over now.
Listen, I don't know what pressure is. I have no idea. I come in here and I fight every time. When I hear my natives from Burlington screaming my nickname, Boney, Boney! That's what they call me around here in the 905, baby.
Did it feel right from the beginning that you were in your zone, that you were flowing, and this was going to be your night?
Listen, man, my last 2 fights didn't go my way. I went back to the gym, I made sure that my rear naked choke was 110%. Second I saw his back, I knew it was done.
All right, Dave, congratulations, brother. Thank a few people and go get yourself a beer.
Thank you, Robin Black. Thank you, Mazimal Nawaz, Daniel Hale, Evan Boris, Rory McDonald. Thank you, Burlington. I love you. 29 years in this city. This is God's country. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner,